Hi everyone, I'm Carissa and I'm back with another episode of Did You Know? So today we're going to talk about positive youth development and what that means for the 4-H program. So like we talked about before, positive youth development is really the fundamentals, the founding principles of what we run the 4-H program on. And the 4-H program is a positive youth development program. So what does that mean? That means that through our actions in 4-H, we're trying to encourage positive youth development. And there's some key elements and key principles in positive youth development. So one of them is belonging. Belonging is really about youth forming connections to other youth, to adults, to other entities, so that they don't feel isolated, they feel connected. The next one is independence, and really being able to encourage youth and teach youth to think on their own and to act on their own and to really feel confident as an independent person. Then there's generosity. So generosity is all about teaching youth that the world is bigger than them. They need to expand their mind and really know how to reach out to other people and other populations, in that it's bigger than themselves or their family or even their club or their state. So we do this through community service and really teaching youth how to be civic minded and understand how their actions interact with others and how they can affect others. And then finally is mastery. So mastery is done through each of the projects that youth do. So whether that's sewing, cooking, Lego robotics, woodworking, leathercraft, or animal science, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they develop mastery of that project. So in 4-H, we're doing that through teaching them to become better at whatever their project is. Teach them to become a better horse rider, or a better sewer, or a better cooker, or a better computer programmer. Each time we increase their skills or help them increase their own skills, they're developing that project mastery. And so if we can complete all of those elements of positive youth development, then we're really setting our youth up for success further down the road. And so if you look at the 4-H program as a way to get youth involved, and that's what we use those projects for. So the projects are their spark. So in the youth program and 4-H, Oregon 4-H model, we talk about youth finding a spark and being able to thrive and being put on a thriving trajectory. So a youth spark might be Lego robotics. It might be horses. It might be sewing or painting or photography. But the point is that we help them find their spark and we help them develop that spark. And then through that spark is how we implement and how we teach those positive youth development principles in belonging and independence and generosity and mastery. And so as a club leader or as a parent in 4-H or even a youth in 4-H, it's important to understand that we're so much bigger, or our role is so much more important than just teaching how to be a horse rider or how to take pictures. We're really teaching those life skills. And we want to make sure that at every meeting we're doing intentional youth development. So let's take belonging, for example. If I wanted to really make sure we hit home with belonging at our club meeting, I might do some more icebreaker activities to get the kids and the youth to know more about each other. Because the more connections they make with each other or with adults, that strengthens that bond. And if we can keep increasing that bond, their sense of belonging in that club increases. And then it multiplies and they bring others into the club and then they become more connected. So we really want to start that early and focus on belonging. And then independence. So if I were going to work on independence as a positive youth development in my club setting, it might be to encourage youth to take on new projects or help them find something that piques their interest and allows them to take on a leadership role or make decisions on their own. We also do this by letting them be responsible for deadlines and record keeping and those kinds of things, where they feel, after doing those things over and over or trying new things, they feel confident in themselves and their own skills. So then with generosity, definitely a way to pull this in is through your club community service project. And you really want to talk about more than just going out and doing a service project, but how one person can impact another and why it's important to reach out to other people and how it would make them feel and how it makes the other person feel that's on the recipient of this service. So it's really important to expand your discussion and talk about all the implications of community service rather than just let's plan the project and get it done and move on. So then that mastery piece, of course, in your project clubs, you definitely want to be encouraging new skill development, making sure that you're challenging each person. And maybe you have some meetings where you're doing more basic information. You can have your older, more experienced members teach that to your younger members. So learn by doing is our kind of tagline and slogan in 4-H. And the way that we do experiential learning and teaching hands-on learning, that's amplified if we can get our older youth then teaching our younger youth. You're then hitting on belonging, you're hitting on independence, you're hitting on generosity, and you're hitting on mastery all in one element because you're combining those things. So I hope this explains a little bit more about positive youth development and why it's important and how it integrates with the 4-H program. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me. I look forward to speaking with you, and I can definitely help you plan some different activities for your club if you need some fresh ideas on how to implement positive youth development. Thanks, and have a great day.